I think this board is a little boring. Let's build something for it. I made this board out of pink foam, 2 layers, and I made it double-sided so that it can be used for any terrain for my D&D games. Plus, I added a Lazy Susan underneath it so that it can be moved around so that players could see from all angles. The problem is, I need terrain to fill this up. After rummaging through my trash a bit, I found a couple candidates for potential towers for our board. Got this one, which is nice and wide, but a little short. This one, nice and tall, but too thin. So the one that I've decided on will be this one. Nice and tall, nice and big. Probably can make 2 towers out of this one. So let's see what I can do. So off camera, I cut up the oatmeal box and split them into 2 pieces, and already started on adding the bricks to the outside of the structure. Here is what I have with the second piece. Made a little base for it, and I plan on continuing to build on that while I focus on the main one here. So for the levels inside, I decided to do like a usual 2-inch floor. So the windows are all like 2.5 inches above the next one. I also plan to add infrastructure on the inside, like little floors. Alright, so here it is with the exterior all complete. All of the bricks have been laid and the windows are set inside. You can see the remnants of the floors down here, the wreckage that's left behind. Now that that's all done, I plan on Mod Podging it, since it's a mix of Mod Podge and black paint, and trying to get in down here first before I move on. Once I cover all the foam, I'm going to take it outside and get to spray painting the rest of it. I added a couple extra pieces to the top of the tower, as well as added scaffolding around it, just to give it some more complexity and movability when used, so that people can go inside and out. Also a little bit of spilled out wreckage on the bottom there. And I built a couple stairs for the outside as well, and some and we are done with the spray paint. It actually came out pretty good, pretty solid. And these ladders too, I'm excited to see them on the tower. 2 of them for both rising up from the ground, right here, and then the other one on the other side, up here. And that'll let miniatures scale the outside and get to the top from both ends, from the inside and the outside. Some of the bricks melted on me when I was spraying it, and I think that actually adds to the decrepit nature of the tower, so I'm kind of excited about those little details. Alright, so I started with painting the scaffolding and the windows. I used like a lighter brown. I plan to wash over it to like dampen everything. Here I am working on just getting the finer details around the scaffolding and the windows with a gray, just to cover over most of the bricks as like a base color. While working on this, I was kind of imagining what this tower was once used for before it was abandoned. I like the idea that maybe it was like a alchemist's lab and some freak explosion blew off half of it and left the inside charred. Ever since then, no one has entered it, leaving it left to the wilds. Now that the painting is done, I want to add a little color to the exterior and a little bit to the inside too. So these two are kind of like my favorite colors to add to like the undercoat. This turquoise and magenta, and I don't know, it's kind of like gives it some diversity in like the stone color, as well as just makes it really interesting to look at. I start with just like splotching areas of it, kind of give it a little bit of a pattern, but try not to try to keep it from being too repetitive. I think other creatives tend to individually paint different colored bricks and to give it like a similar diverse look, which I do like too, but something about this one is it's a little easier. I can be a little bit more free with it, a little more painterly, and it keeps me from having to go in and do like 100 little bricks of like 3 different colors or something. But maybe I'll do that next time, just to try it out, see if I actually like it better. But for now, this is my way of diversifying the bricks. Now that our tower looks like the Foot Clan's hideout from the 80s Ninja Turtle movie, it's time to dumb it down with a little bit of brown. I'm going to use the same color as I used for the scaffolding and windows, and kind of just like airbrush it all across the entire piece. And here you can see it's starting to dampen those colors, but also add to them, so it's still keeping that diversity. Most of the craft things that I've gotten, I've either collected over time or have picked up specifically for these projects at my local craft shop, Michael's. While I've only recently gotten into terrain building, I've been doing art for all my life, so I have some things that I've had since high school that I either haven't used in forever or have just lasted me that long. So it's been great to be able to like bring those tools back in and use them for a different type of project like this. Since most of my work now is digital, it's nice to have this outlet where I get to paint and kind of remember that I can still do stuff like this and utilize those tools that I've been kind of leaving out in most of my work. Now that the first round of dry brushing is done, it's time to add those last bits of detail to the exterior. I am supergluing the ladders to the outside of the tower, just so that they're permanently there. I don't have to worry about them coming off. And once I do my next layer of dry brushing, I will just go over all of it to kind of unify the entire thing. With that, everything seems to be glued down and in order. Now that brown color that I used to cover the whole thing before is a little too brown for me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring it down and kind of unify it with a stain that I created, mix of blacks, a little bit of green, and some more brown. But mostly it'll bring in some shadows, dampen the color, and really unify it once more. Before it dries too much, I'm going to go in there with a paper towel and pat down some of the wet areas to bring back the highlights, give it a good contrast, and allow some of that color to still come out. After this, I'm going to go over it with a pure white dry brush just to hit up the highlights and also give it that aged look that the wood really needs. With the dry brush done, I think we can call it complete. The inside looks charred, like there was a fire that burned out most of the stuff, and the rubble at the bottom really looks like it melted. I really love how that came out. And the wood scaffolding looks pretty perfect to me. I'm loving it.
The second piece also came out really good, and I think this one might be my favorite. It was technically the first one I finished, too. Added some grass as well. Kind of give it like a mossy look. If I'm going to do anything extra, I'm going to add some vines on the outside because this exterior is kind of boring. But mostly it's good. As two of my first pieces that I've finished, I think they're really good, and I'm very excited to add them to the collection. I want to do a little bit more with these, but for now they're done. And I've played with them a couple times, and they've worked pretty well for D&D. Probably even better for Mordheim, we'll see. I think for a Mordheim board, I don't know how well they'll work. They are kind of more something you'd see out in the world rather than in a city. But you never know. I have more things that I want to work on, so we'll see how that goes.